Hello and welcome to TDJ20 Technological Design. I am your instructor for the course. My name is Grayson Mitchell, and I'm going to be taking you through this presentation as an introduction to the technological design process. I would like to start out with the land acknowledgement. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty Territory and that the land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, specifically the Garden River and Batchewana First Nations, as well as the Métis people. So, during this course, I will be taking you through a lot of information about technological design and about how design impacts our lives and the products and services that we engage in and purchase as consumers. And I'll take some unconventional modalities as far as my instruction goes because of my teaching philosophy. I choose to do a broad-based presentation of the content for the course. So I'm going to jump right into this presentation, and I'm going to start with just going through some of the steps of the process. So this particular lesson is called Products and Processes. Every element of lifestyle, every device, every product, artifact, everything that you see around you involved sophisticated development through the technological design process. Engineers and analysts bring new ideas and solutions and innovation to the market based on the demand of our society and culture. Their ability to deliver efficient and affordable solutions for modern living is dependent upon the processes that they use to analyze and refine their designs. Technology isn't just represented through electronic devices. It encompasses manual tools and equipment, furniture for your homes and commercial spaces, building materials for construction, everything down to the clothes that we wear, our jewelry, our glasses, everything. Everywhere you look around you, you'll see artifacts and products that have been created through the use of this design process. Now, whether you're an engineer or a designer or a technologist, there's steps to the design process that you need to follow in order to be successful and the most efficient at how you're going to produce something. First step is defining the problem or the solution, the innovation, what it is that is the motivation for creating what it is that you're designing, what the problem is that you're trying to accommodate or solve. So we always begin that with research. We collect information regarding the demographic or the people that we want to present these services or products to, the user that we're targeting. And we research relevant information about the intended purpose of the product that we're going to be designing. Next, you move on to the brainstorming and analysis stage. So you want to come up with as many ideas as you can for how a product can deliver a solution to the problem. And you can look at other ways that it's been addressed through earlier developments where possible. And that's where innovation in technology happens, where we are just trying to make something more efficient. We always have to start with a foundation on some level that we're going from. And typically, there is previously been developed some solution or product that serves the same purpose that we are heading towards. And that's how you advance in technology, is by building on the foundations and the work of technologists and engineers that have that have worked in the field and that have been creating solutions in the same way that we're trying to. Now, after our research, we start our development stage. So this is where we actually begin design. We physically design objects in this development stage. We potentially come up with prototypes or models, and we create these for assessment and analysis so that we can see if what our solution is actually works or is actually practical and efficient to take care of what it is that we're trying, the problem we're trying to solve, or the initiative that we are trying to accommodate. The next stage after you've created models and prototypes is feedback. You want to present your ideas to others. Test groups are effective for unbiased reviews of a prototype. So that's when you take a prototype or a model and you put it into, you take a selection of a demographic, you get a number of people, and you have them basically give their thoughts and ideas on how this prototype or this model is going to work practically. You can also consult, obviously, with peers and colleagues who you may be collaboratively working on your design with, and ask for their opinions or critiques. Now, during this feedback stage, we also have something called iterative testing. It's a method in which we use through these test groups. We'll have users try out new products over and over again, and we collect the results from their feedback after each trial of usage, and we use this feedback to improve on the product. And that would be the next stage, where you actually make improvements to your design and your prototypes, models. You go back to the drawing board, figuratively. Use the feedback and all the data that you've collected through the iterative testing and through your test groups, and the information you've received from your peers and colleagues, and you can innovate or add features to the model, to the prototype, to your design, so that you want to get the best version, the best possible solution that you can for what it is that you've created. In this stage, we also do things where we want to make it more appealing to the user. Now, that's through ergonomics, which I will go into detail in other classes, and aesthetic appeal also, color variations, shape, design implements that affect the artistic element of the product. Upgrade. So no matter what the nature of the product, there's always room for improvement. So after we have our initial models, we can go through the upgrading process and make things better still. Doesn't mean that we don't release our original product that we've designed, but it just means that we can release upgraded versions of it. Newer versions of existing products are constantly being introduced into the market as the technology evolves and the designs become more efficient. A design can be completely new for an artifact or solution, like during the design process, or it can be an improvement or an innovation to something that's already existing. It's still all involved in the design process. There's always room in the market for new ideas and new takes on existing concepts and processes. So a lot of artifacts and products that are developed are basically just different versions of things that already exist. All new technology is built upon the research and development of previous generations of designers and technologists who laid the foundations for the ideas of today. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about innovation, and when I talk about looking for pre-existing solutions to problems or processes that we are trying to create designs to improve on. This is a little discussion I wanted to have to sort of change it up from the dry material that we have in the class. And this is about technology and its relationship to culture. In 1969, David Bowie released his track Space Odyssey. It's significant that during the advancing technological evolution that was occurring during the era, the development of the space program in the United States and Russia, and the space race that was driving major technological advancements in that sector, the evolution of technology was also
ground
in
control
popular
to
culture.
Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom.
Music is more than just an art form. I feel it's a force for change,
Take your
and it's a great
protein
opportunity to
pills
learn.
and put your helmet on.
It's a great song.
Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on.
So just as human curiosity and desires were influencing the development of new technologies at the time during the space race, the evolution of technology itself was influencing human culture and art. The relationship between humans and our technology is symbiotic. It affects all areas of our lives, our interests and our inspirations. We're immersed in this relationship with technology, and the design of technology is how we shape it to represent our own intrinsic needs and desires.
This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door.
Fantastic track. I'm just going to let you guys listen to it for a minute.
I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can. Far above the world.
I'll play the song for you again at the end of class. It's fantastic. Let's continue with the lesson.